Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Friday Facebook Live. I hope everyone has had a good week. I've had quite a busy but very productive week so far. I got a lot of work stuff going on. Presenting at a conference next week, doing an interview with my good buddy Dr. Tommy Wood next week. And kids have been home all week because they're getting ready to go back to school. So it's just been a busy week. But stress has been pretty good considering, and yeah, I've been very productive, banging out a lot of work projects. So overall, pretty decent week. I hope everyone else has had a good week. The weather has been insanely hot. Summer is making its final push, it seems, here lately. I went out for a run yesterday, and it's just the heat was just killing me. I felt like my legs were super heavy, and yeah, the heat was just unbearable. But that kind of brings me to something I want to talk about today. As always, I was kind of thinking long and hard about what I want to do my Friday Facebook Live about, and something popped into my head about being resilient. I love using the term resiliency and talking about resiliency, and how that really applies to health and fitness and wellness. And I started to think a little bit about it, and I kind of was like thinking that almost everything that we do to try and improve our health and fitness and wellness really can be seen as just trying to make you more resilient, right? And what do I mean by resilient? Kind of bluntly, I mean making you harder to kill, right? I want to make you as resilient as possible from dying, right? Now, obviously, no one wants to die, and at least no one wants to die prematurely. And and your goal may be have nothing to do with longevity or living longer. Your goal may be, you know, running a half marathon or doing a triathlon or losing some weight or building some muscle, or doing a group competition or whatever your goal might be, health and wellness wise. But in the process of working towards those goals, I will make the argument that you're actually making yourself more resilient. You're doing things that to build your body up or to improve your body or health in some way that would makes you a more resilient person, makes you a healthier person, makes you harder to kill. Uh, so, for example, the common goal of losing fat, right? I'm trying to lose some weight. Why are you doing that? Well, most people probably say, I want to look better or whatever, right? There's obviously some vanity goal associated with losing weight, which is completely fine. But in the process of losing weight, you're also improving your health. You're by losing excess fat, you're improving your metabolic health, you're improving your cardiovascular risk, you're improving your cancer risk, you're improving your mental health. You're making it so that you're more mobile, you're more able to move around probably. So what all those things have in common? You're harder to kill, you're more resilient. If you're training for a half marathon or a triathlon or a group competition or whatever, yeah, your goal is to maybe finish the half marathon in a certain amount of time, or to lift a certain amount of weight at the group competition, or to beat a personal best in your triathlon. But you're training your body to do things that it hasn't done before, and to do things that it hasn't done before, you have to get stronger, and that makes you more resilient, harder to kill, right? Maybe you're trying to just improve general health, right? Maybe you want to lose a little weight, get a little bit stronger, etc., etc. And that's the same thing, right? You're by doing all that stuff, by adding some muscle mass, by um, you know you're therefore lifting heavy weights, you're improving your bone density, right? So your risk of getting osteoporosis and sarcopenia later on in life is a lot less, and you're making yourself harder to kill. You're building more resiliency into the system. And then when we start to even think about more fringe things in the health and fitness space or wellness space, things like doing things like sauna. I shouldn't say they're fringe, right? I guess they're fringe maybe to more general population, but depending on who you are, or your country you live in, or wherever, they might be actually commonplace. So I shouldn't say that. But things that probably people in Western society are not practicing all the time. Sauna, cold exposure, breath work, building up tolerance to too much oxygen or too little oxygen, those types of things. What are they trying to do? They're trying to make you more resilient, right? You're trying to build up a tolerance to the cold, to the heat, to different levels of oxygen, etc. And those are all things that are natural, but are also making you harder to kill. Right? They're making you more resilient, right? So the next time, as you build up your tolerance to cold, when you go out on a cold winter day in New England, which is going to happen here quite soon, it's not going to be as unbearable as it was before, right? Or if you go out, if I spend a lot of time in the sauna here in New England, then I travel to someplace hot like Las Vegas in the middle of summer, I can be outside for an hour and not feel like I'm ready to just keel over and die. Right? I'm more resilient. I'm a more robust human being. And I think when we shift our goals or our mindset, right? You can have goals. You have that goal to finish triathlon. You have that goal to lose weight. You have a goal to build more muscle or whatever, right? Whatever your goal might be. I think if we keep in the back of our minds that we're not only working towards that very specific goal, but we're also making ourselves better in the process. We're making ourselves harder to kill. We're going to be around longer, most likely, right? We're going to be able to be that grandparent that is able to chase after their grandkids and lift them up and pick them up and go with them on hikes and kick the soccer ball around with them. That we keep these long-term, multi-year, multi-decade goals in mind, and that we're striving towards them. It lets us let go of kind of the everyday, shortcomings that we might face. So one day of not doing a sauna, for example, is not going to really affect you one way or another, right? It's this journey that we're on, right? And it's the long-term journey that really matters most for most of us. And being a more resilient, harder to kill human being is a good goal to have, I think. And I think no matter what you're training to do right now, or how you're trying to train or change your health or your body or whatever, it all ties back to being more resilient in the long term and being a more robust, better human. And I think if we keep that goal as the ultimate goal in mind, or at least something that we strive for everyone strives for, I think that it makes maybe shortcomings to maybe that more specific goal a little bit more tolerable, right? Because no matter what, you're always getting better. You're working towards that long-term, more resilient goal. So I hope that helps. I think it helps me kind of reframe the way I think about things. And yeah, I have short-term goals. I'm getting ready to, in less than a month, compete at OCR World Championships here in Vermont. Kind of the pinnacle of the sport that I'm interested in, and it's a culmination of 2 years of training that I'm gonna put out there in less than a month, and that goal is about to come to reality, hopefully. but it doesn't mean that the journey's over or that I haven't made myself, over the course of 2 years training for that, I've made myself a better human, a more resilient human, someone that's harder to kill, and someone that's going to be there for their kids and their grandkids later on in their life. And I think that's really more important to me than whatever happens in 28 days when I go and compete at OCR World Championships. So just something to think about. I hope you find it useful, like I find it useful to think about things in that way. Kind of a reframing of what you're doing and why you're doing it. If you're interested in getting these Facebook Lives, blogs, all the content I put out delivered directly to your inbox on a weekly basis, please head over to my website at rjbhealth.coach. Click the newsletter link at the top and sign up for my newsletter. That's an easy way of kind of keeping track of where I'm thinking the stuff I'm putting out to help you guys, free of course, on a weekly basis without having to stalk me on social media. And not that I don't mind that, some people rather not do it, make it easy for you. I'll just shoot you a couple of emails a week with that stuff. And if you're interested in coaching, I have quite a few people that have expressed interest lately, so maybe by the time you reach out, if you are interested at all, I might not have any spots left, but if you are interested in health coaching, go to my homepage and select schedule a discovery call. You fill out a quick form, and I'll get back to you on maybe setting up a time to talk more about health coaching if that's something you're interested in. And as always, if you have any feedback on this topic or any other topic you want to talk about, please leave a comment below, or if you want to reach out privately, you can direct message me on Facebook or Instagram. However you want to reach out. Happy to chat more about this topic or anything else you want to talk about. With that, I might talk to you guys next week. I don't really know. It's holiday weekend here in the States, Labor Day weekend, and we usually go camping. And that means packing up the Jeep with all kinds of stuff. And that usually takes a little bit of time for me to do on a Friday. And so whether I have time to fit in a Facebook Live or not on that on next Friday, I'm not entirely sure. So I'll surprise you next week. Maybe I'll do it from the campsite. Who knows? Maybe I'll do it while I'm packing the Jeep. I don't really know. Maybe that'll be fun. Who knows? But may or may not have Facebook Live next week, but for sure the week after. So if I don't talk to everyone next week, I hope everyone has a good long Labor Day weekend in the States. If not, if you're somewhere else, have a regular weekend, a nice regular weekend, and I'll talk to everyone soon.